Speaking of, I'm in the morning. Kobe's training out with this guy, Big Raj. Big shout out to Big Raj if you're watching this. I'm training with Richard Farley Jr. And he's telling me about a show he's doing, details, and he's all fired up about it, right? And man, in the future we're gonna I'm gonna get like Wayne Gretzky to do this. I'm gonna get and I was like, we're just two guys talking in the gym. It's the first time we're talking about business stuff. But then I'm listening to you, and something that really stood out for me was your obsession about tracking and measuring everything, looking for the correlations. And I think a lot of people that are going to watch this are going to be like, yeah, because I'm all about it. Like, make data-driven decisions, look for, like, when I do this on Monday and I do this on Tuesday, then my result on Wednesday is better. But I was looking you're like, if Michael Jordan had a glass of wine, what kind of wine did he drink and how did he perform? If he played golf the day before, if he took a nap at this time versus that time, like, that's insane for most people. But I got people right now running businesses that don't pay attention to the details.
I would steal a pillow from a hotel if Michael had a great game and travel with the rest of the way until he didn't have one. Then I'd be like, all right, it's time to get rid of this thing.
But isn't that like the athlete who's like, I'm wearing these same underwear for the is it that?
Here's the thing. If you eliminate those variables and you eliminate that thought process, control what you can control, so being able to control the uncontrollable becomes a little easier.
Yeah. Say that again.
All right. Control what you can control, so the uncontrollable you can control a little bit easier. You're not going to be able to control all of the uncontrollable, but if you have less chaos in your mind about trying to control the things that you should be able to control, you'll have more clarity to control the uncontrollable things.
Do you think an agent watching this who wants greatness should be tracking everything? What they eat, how many steps?
Everything.
Too much weight on your right side, not enough on your left side?
Whatever it relates to your business.
Right. Which means all of your lead sources, all of your marketing, all of your impact, all your yeses, all your nos, everywhere.
Everything. Everything.
What do you say to the person that isn't doing it?
You don't want to win bad enough.
Oh man, we say that in the camera one more time.
You don't want to win bad enough. You say you want to win, but you don't want to win bad enough. You're not all in. There's a difference. Everyone says you're all in.
Yeah.
You're not all in.
I think of it like, Tim, and what I'm so excited about for tomorrow, right, is there's so many unbelievable people in that room, and yet a great market makes people soft, right? Like the average sales price went up. The number of sales that they had went down, but they made more money.
Right.
And I'm like, what? Like, the market's going like this. You need to be like this.
Yeah.
And to me, that requires like this maniacal approach to like looking at everything inside your business and breaking down the details to understand how do you move all the levers.
And looking inside yourself.
Speak about that.
Looking inside yourself, because here's the thing. You know how they say success changes? People always say success changes you.
Yeah.
Success doesn't change you. It changes everybody around you. It changes the environment around you. But the level of success becomes more difficult to achieve each time.
Yeah.
All right. So and you can manipulate numbers many ways.
You beat the data up, but you can always get what you want.
You can always. Yeah, it's just like it's unbelievable. Even the stats in sports and country and everything now. It's just no one's losing. Everybody's winning.
Yeah, yeah.
But
I can see you being a little pissed about that.
Yeah, I am. But your level of success, the details that you have to pay attention to get to that next number, it can't be the same. It cannot be the same. After every championship, my guys always came up to me, "What's next?"
Yeah, right.
What's next? Because if I come back exactly the same, winning is going to replace me with somebody else. It already is. And what happens when you have to track those data? You have to track that stuff. You have to do that. It takes time away from different things.
Yeah.
All right. That's your bus ride to hell. That's your bus ride to hell. The people that are willing to take that, they're willing to. So what I always said, after every championship, after every single win, after every single, I don't know how you guys measure your scores.
End of the year, big success, win the trophy, number one. It's all the same.
Whatever it is, I always said, when you get back on that bus, or you get in your car, or whatever, the destination and your navigation system should say back to hell. It should say back to hell. All right? You have to take that trip often. all right? Because you have to know that you can survive in that, because that's where you paid attention to your details. That's when nobody cared who you were. And that's where the softest place to be, because everyone thinks hell is a bad place. It's the most comfortable place on earth, because that's where all your excuses live. That's all the people that didn't make it.
Yeah.
All the people that are saying, you're good enough. Don't worry about it. You don't have to do all this. You made so much money. Why are you working so hard? Because they're trying to pull you back into that place. So you have to visit that. You have to deal. No, you can still deal with those individuals. And are you willing to leave those individuals back there, or are you going to go join them? And then the more you win, you still have to take that trip, but the less time you have to spend there.
Yeah.
But you have to take that trip on a regular basis. And here's the thing: if you don't visit hell, hell is going to come visit you. And if it visits you, it ain't never going to leave.
There's something about, first of all, it's like a mic drop. There's something about winning and the starting over. Like, you know, the NBA be the championship. For my clients watching, it's the end of the year. And really, it's just the end of a tax season. You with me? So it's December 31st, the year's over, we did it. And then you see them like, oh, like some are just like, oh, I got to start. And others are like, they just work right through it. They just, hey man, I got to stay focused. I got to keep going because I'm going into the new year. But you said something, and I want you to say it. But it was about grind. Like there's a lot of entrepreneurial grind culture, right? Mm-hmm. Do the grind, man. You got to do the work. And like you and I, like we do the work, right? Like work ethic is not our issue. But you talk about, you know the quote I'm thinking of. Like,
oh yeah.
So say that, because I keep telling my clients, like, hey man, we're all going to work. What are you building?
Yes.
Like what is it, when it's all said and done, what are you building and why are you building it? Yeah. But your quote, like I just went,
so here's the thing. Everybody, you hear this all the time. I'm grinding.
Right.
Well, all right, well, what are you grinding for? What's the purpose you're grinding? What happens if you take something and you constantly grind it? Grind it up, it turns into dust. It has no shape. It has no form. It disappears.
Yeah.
So that's what most people think if they say they're grinding, all right, that we're going to recognize hard work. Oh my, this person's hard. Let me tell you, majority of the people, all right, they don't care whether you're a hard worker or not. Yeah. It's like when people come into your office and ask for a job, the first thing they say, I'm a hard worker. Well, I don't want to hire you because I'm looking for the laziest person around. All right, that's the best you're going to tell me. You're supposed to be a hard worker.
Right.
All right. So when you grind with a purpose. Know the shape that it's going to form. If we've all seen parties on, whether they're on TV or we've had attend them. We've seen ice sculptures. We've seen arts of clay. Yeah. What do people do? They grind the pieces away to form whatever they want, whether it's the dolphin, whether it's the ship, whether it's the sculpture, whatever it is. You take the pieces that are not necessary. You grind those pieces away. So you have to grind with a purpose. You have to know what form you're trying to take, what form as a business, what form as a person, what form as a human being, what form as an informational giver. You have to form all that into something that you can identify with. That is your true personality. Too many people, if you just constantly grind, man, I'm grinding. Well, you're going to be grinding until without a purpose.
Right.
Every single
What's the destination? Yeah. What's the end result?
Well,
why are you doing it?
Well, here's the thing, and this drives me crazy. People always talk about, it's about the journey and not the destination. Well, why in the hell are you taking the journey? Just to aimlessly just drive around and walk around. You have to have finish. You got to know where you're going. Finish that destination, then go to the next destination, then go to the next destination, then go to the next. But just don't say everything is a cop out. It's the stuff that we've been listening to, the cliches for so many years. People think that it's to elevate us. It's actually to put us more in a comfort zone. Yeah. Well, it's
winning doesn't like comfort zones.
It doesn't know what a comfort zone is. Yeah. It doesn't know what a comfort zone is. You talked about the end of the tax year. Kobe played 20 years. 20 years. Mm-hmm. He won 5 championships. So that means for 5 days.
Yeah.
Out of 20 years, for 5 days, folks, he was able to be called a champion. 5 days.
Out of 20 years.
Out of 20 years. That's it. Because on the next day,
Right back to hell.
Right back to hell. And it was good. And if you look at the team, well, the Lakers will no longer repeat. This has got a better team. This is what's going to happen. These people are too old. So they're already, it's just what we say, winning pours, you pour your champagne glass, winning just knocked it over.
Yeah.
For 5 days.
Yeah.
5 days you got to be able to call it a champion.
Yeah. I was with him the morning after he won the Oscar, and he comes walking in, and he was late by 5 minutes, so I'm immediately busting his chops, oh man, 5 NBA, couple gold medals, fucking Oscar, and you're showing up late at the gym. He was pissed.
Oh, he was hot.
He was pissed. He was like, I was out with Jay-Z till blah, 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 and I'm just like, dude, I'm just messing with you. But he didn't talk to me. He was like, I was like, oh.
You know why?
Sorry.
No, what you should have, you know what? Even the best of the best, even though the best of the best need to be called out from time to time. Even if you're busting the chops in a joking manner, all right, everybody needs accountability. Everybody needs that person at one time to let you know, hey, you're slacking a little bit.
My wife knows because Christmas Eve, we're in the gym, and he's like, see you tomorrow. I was like, oh man, 5 a.m. Christmas morning. Really? I was like, I looked at my guy, and Rich was like, let's go. I'm like, all right, see you in the morning. And I was like, that was not on my list of things to do, but I want to win.
You want to win.
Right? I want to be competitive.
Right.